Sopapilla.
Anywhere I go, anywhere I be, that good sunshine is shining on me. Anywhere I go,
Hi, I'm Riley.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
Welcome to Animal House. Hi, I'm Riley Ray, and welcome to Riley's Rescues, a show about finding our furry friends their forever homes. Today's guest is from the City of Albuquerque Animal Welfare Department, the director, Carolyn Ortega. Let's give her a woof 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 welcome. Woof 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 welcome. Thank you for being here with us.
Oh, thank you, Riley. I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you. Can you tell us more about your day-to-day duties at the Animal Welfare Department?
Sure. Well, I personally don't do much. My team is really the ones that do everything, but I do oversee many divisions under animal welfare, the animal protection services, which are the feet on the ground out there in the community, our clinics that take care of our shelter pets, our admissions team who brings in the pets into the shelter, and our kennel teams that care for those pets, and of course our adoption centers that are in 4 locations in the city, all with the most amazing animals to adopt. So that is my focus, is to make sure that we're providing the best possible care for the pets that come into our shelter, and that we're providing safety and protection for the animals in the community and the humans in the community.
Oh, that's really awesome work. Well, thank you for being such an angel for our furry friends. One of the reasons this show is so important is because these pets can't speak for themselves, so we have to be the voice for the voiceless. What are some of your experiences with the animals in these shelters?
These are the most vulnerable just as compared to kids. You're right, they can't speak for themselves, so it's our job to make sure that we get them to a place where they are cared for and to find them their forever homes. And sometimes it's a challenge, but we have an amazing team, we have an amazing behavior team that really works with them to get them to the point of finding that forever home.
How long does it take for an animal to find their forever home?
It just depends. It depends. We'll have some that have more severe behavior issues that we need to work on, but there's some that come in and can be adopted in that day because they're so wonderful and cuddly, and they just needed a chance to find that right person.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. As you heard, the City of Albuquerque makes it really easy for you to be a responsible pet owner with their foster program, their mobile vaccination unit, and their free spay and neuter voucher program. So if you're interested in utilizing some of these resources, they are free income-driven programs that are available to the public for low and moderate income earners. Thank you so much for coming. You're really making a difference in our community. You're meant to be there, and we're so happy to have you caring for our animals in Albuquerque. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Woof, woof, woof.
What's that I hear? It's time to talk some pet health tips. Hi, I'm Dr. Nicole V. Hill from the Albuquerque Animal Welfare Department. I'm the chief veterinarian. All right, you guys, let's get serious here for a minute. It's time to talk canine parvovirus. It's a virus that can cause very serious illness in puppies, causing vomiting, diarrhea, loss of appetite, lethargy, an overall sick and sad puppy. But the best thing is, it's 100% preventable. How do you prevent it? By giving your puppy vaccines, and not just one vaccine. Everyone thinks just one vaccine does it, but it doesn't. You need to give your puppy boosters. Puppies need a vaccine at 2, 3, and 4 months, and those should be given regularly by your veterinarian. Let's keep our puppies safe.
Have you ever noticed that when a dog greets you, it always smells you? That's because dogs have an incredible sense of smell, even better than humans. Can you guess how much better? Is it A, 10%, B, 25%, or C, 40%? If you guess C, you are correct, 40% better. That's why they use dogs to sniff out money, drugs, people, and even medical problems.
So my dog's name is Lucy. We've gotten her like about 5 years ago from a shelter. We rescued her as well. And we call her Lucy Left-Eared Lopez because she's a pit bull who didn't get her ears clipped, so her ears are kind of like tilted to the left. So my dad decided to name it after the singer. My dog's like a pitty mix. She's more pit bull than whatever she's mixed with. She's like black and white. Really cute dog.
Hi, welcome back to Riley's Rescues. And now we have some superstars here from the City of Albuquerque Animal Welfare Department. And they brought some of our furry friends. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you for having us on.
Thank you.
We're so excited to talk about kitten season.
Thank you. Could you tell us more about the adoption process?
What we do is we work with our fosters. We allow them to have first priority because obviously when you invest your heart into these guys, sometimes it's hard to let them go, and we've all had our moments of failure with fostering. Unfortunately, what we've kind of seen this kitten season, we're about 3 times the amount of kittens that we took in during COVID. And obviously a lot of that was we weren't doing TNR, which is the spay and trap program for ferals. And a lot of people were finding animals and kind of just keeping them. And one of the things that we've seen is people tend to jump the gun, and if they touch those kittens or puppies and leave them, mama's more likely to orphan them, giving us more bottle babies. We've had an influx of teeny tinies, and without our foster program, these guys couldn't make it. They rely on care every couple hours, heating pads, being milk fed with supplemental milk. So obviously any strays, we always encourage kind of keeping a close eye, but not touching. Give it about an hour or two, and then if you haven't seen a mama sneak by, bring them on in.
You heard it, our possum friends. We need your help to come volunteer and bottle feed and cuddle these cute little creatures. This is quite amazing. I think I'm this one's new mom. Do you have any advice for a brand new pet owner?
Definitely when looking at puppies and kittens, remembering they are babies, they stay babies a lot longer. Especially puppies. Kittens are always fun, but they are very adventurous. They will climb, curtains, they'll get into things. So making sure they have a nice safe place where if they want to hide or if they want to play with things, they're not getting into mischievous stuff. One part of our foster program is we do have parvo fosters who take these babies in and essentially save their lives. Boosters are always important, socialization. We see a lot of puppies and kitties that don't get to meet new people, and so maybe they have a little bit of stranger danger, so making sure they're exposed to things is great. And then just giving them all the love and attention they could ask for.
We've talked to Dr. Vigil, the chief veterinarian from the Animal Welfare Department, on how together we can save puppies from parvo.
If anybody is interested in volunteering or fostering, they can go to our website, which is cabq.gov/pets.
The Animal Welfare Department is a no-kill shelter, meaning that all the pets you see today will remain in the shelters until they're adopted and find their forever homes.
And then adopting from the shelter, they're spayed and neutered, they're vaccinated, they have microchipped.
That's why we're urging you to consider donating. Check out Kennel Compadres on Amazon for the top main things that the Animal Welfare Department could use, because these babies, they need our help, and together we can save their lives and find them forever homes.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I knew it! Humans have 10 toes. But did you know that some cats have 18 toes? Crazy, right? 10 on their front paws and 8 on their back paws.
So let's talk ringworm. Ew, ringworm. Sounds a little funny, doesn't it? It's not a worm. It's actually a fungal infection, and it causes kittens and puppies to have areas of hair loss, sometimes a little bit of flaky skin, and yeah, it can even be something that people get. But it is something that we can cure. It is something that we need help at the Albuquerque Animal Shelter curing in our kittens and puppies. So we need your help because we treat ringworm for our puppies and kittens in the Albuquerque Animal Shelter. We have a ringworm isolation facility where people get to wear some awesome costumes coming in and taking kittens and puppies and giving them baths. I know, right? Giving a kitten a bath, pretty crazy. But kittens learn to love the water. We do it very gently with a special medicine that helps get rid of the ringworm and gives the kittens and puppies a new leash on life so that they can go on to be adopted. The best part is, it's run by volunteers. Without our volunteers, we couldn't save all these lives. Sadly, years ago, any animal with ringworm that came to a shelter didn't get a ticket out. They were euthanized. But now we save their lives because we know that we can cure it with just a little time and a lot of help from volunteers like you. So volunteer with the Albuquerque Animal Welfare Department in our ringworm isolation unit. Save lives.
My name's Thomas, and I've always grown up with animals around, and I love having dogs. I grew up with my dog Roscoe. He was always a great dog to have around, and before him I had a dog named Mia. I've always grown up with Labradors around. Labradors are great pets because they're pretty loyal creatures, and they're always happy to hang around you and mostly want to make sure they can spend some good time with you. I've never been too much afraid of insects. I've always thought all creatures are fascinating, and life on Earth is a pretty interesting thing to behold. So being able to include it in your life as much as possible, whether it's going out in nature or keeping them around and as friends and family, that's always something special.
She's really good. She's sitting on.
Make sure you adopt, don't shop.
World of Pets!
Okay, my name is Jason. This is Ohana. She is a Sulcata tortoise, also known as an African spurred tortoise. You can take them on a walk just like you can a dog. I believe they're the most popular type of tortoise in the United States now because of how big they are and how just pretty they are. You know, they have these beautiful kind of scales along their forearms, and just their shell shape is really unique. They can get very big. Females, they can get a couple feet in shell size and be over 100 pounds. Males, they can be up to 3 feet in shell size and even up to 200 pounds. So these are actually the third largest tortoise species on the planet and the largest of the mainland species. They are native to Central Africa. There's a region called the Sahel, which is around the Sahara Desert. And so it's a grassland tortoise. It's a very arid, dry kind of grassland that they are native to. Females tend to be a little bit smaller. Males definitely get bigger. They have what's called the gular scutes, which are right here. They project a lot. Males like to kind of fight each other, so they need those to help defend themselves. And there's other little things you can tell, but right now, I call her a female just because she's a little bit on the small side, but you can't actually tell yet. She likes to be hand-fed. She does not have webbed feet. She has kind of more like fingernails. They're not an aquatic species. If you put them in water, they're not going to do well. They rarely will actually drink water. They're pretty much adapted for a dry climate. Typically, you know, you just want to carry them kind of flat. They can get freaked out, you know, and you pull them too far back, or, you know, obviously in nature they're not getting picked up too much, and if they are, it's a problem. So I try to handle them as little as possible, just so they kind of trust me and don't think that I'm trying to harm them at all. I've heard that if they flip over, you want to flip them over back on the side that they came, just so they don't get intestinal twisting. Biggest predators as babies, as hatchlings, they have a very low survival rate. Once they're fully developed, they really don't have many predators because of this thick shell that they have and the ability to tuck inside and kind of hide out. In the wild, I think their biggest predator is actually lions. Habitat I try to keep for them, she has a partner that's similar size. I have a habitat that's kind of like a box, a little bit bigger than this table. They're called spurred tortoises also because they have these little spurs along their arm here and also in the back of their thigh. They use that so they can dig. It's keratin. It's very similar to like our fingernails. So they can feel it just like we can feel our fingernails. They can feel when you're touching them and grabbing them. But it's obviously it's protected. Because it's a grassland species, they primarily eat grasses, hay, weeds, things like that. It's about 80% of their diet. But they also like lettuce, such as this butter lettuce is very good for them. Occasionally I will give them a little bit of vegetables. Rarely I'll give them a fruit as a treat. But if you give them primarily fruits and vegetables, that's actually bad for their diet and can actually cause their shell to do what's called pyramiding, which is it doesn't grow uniformly. So they need plenty of the grass and fiber and a little bit of calcium as well. They are strictly herbivores, so no insects or bugs, chicken, fish, anything like that. They stay away from that. Well, I definitely recommend tortoises and turtles as pets. They're very friendly. Some people think they're not interesting because they're slow, but they're very intelligent species. So as I mentioned earlier, this is increasingly a growing popular species of animal, and a lot of people don't realize what it takes as they grow bigger and bigger, that they do need a lot of space. They do need a little bit more time than you would think to kind of care for them. So we are increasingly seeing these tortoises go up for adoption. People that don't want them anymore, that didn't realize how much of an undertaking it is. Sulcata tortoises, like I mentioned, grow very big and they can grow very quickly. So if you live in an apartment or a small house or something, you should just kind of be aware of that. They're very fun animals and they all have individual personalities. It's very similar to humans, so they can live up to 70 plus years under the correct circumstances. Be prepared for a lifelong commitment.
Did you know that turtles live really long lives? The oldest land turtle is recorded to have lived for A, 20 years, B, 75 years, or C, 189 years. If you said C, you are correct, 189 years. The oldest known animal to be alive is 189 years old, and it's Jonathan the turtle, and he's still alive to this day.
Hi, welcome back to Riley's Rescues. We're joined with Animal Protection Officer Keith and Superstar Rescue Bella. Why don't you tell us a little more about Bella's story and your bond with each other?
Okay. Well, she's a 1-year-old female spayed Chinese Shar-Pei mix. She came to us under some unfortunate circumstances by her previous owner. At that point, we took custody of her, and over the past 2 months, I've been rehabilitating her into a better physical overall health and emotional health as well through enrichment and just gaining a trust and bond for each other from human and animal.
How can someone build that rapport and that trust with an animal?
Well, it takes a lot of time. You got to take it slow. You can't rush the process. And high value treats are always a good thing.
Yeah. Well, she really loves you because of that. I think you have bacon in your pocket.
I do.
She was psychically communicating with me, telling me she wanted some.
Did you want a treat, baby girl?
And so rescues like Bella, they stay with your shelter for how long?
It's pretty much indefinite until they become adopted, unless something unfortunate were to occur that would cause either damage to another animal or person. And then in that situation, it's kind of conditional. It would depend on the severity.
But the rescues are rehabilitated so that they can be friendly towards other animals and other humans too.
Correct.
Okay, great. I know that the animal protection officers have gone through a rebranding. Can you tell me a little bit more about that history and why you guys are the animal protection officers?
Yeah, so we used to be announced as animal control officers, and then you can't really control every situation the way that we would prefer to. And in general, our role is to primarily protect the animals, not necessarily control them, both for the public safety and their own.
Right. The animal protection officers are here for you, so call 311 if you notice a stray pet on your street. They are here to protect the animal and take tremendous care until they can find their forever home. Now let's go check out some of these adoptable animals on the red carpet.
The Animal Welfare Department needs your help this summer in fostering parvo puppies. This is Evie. She came into the shelter as a hit by car with a broken pelvis. She's still in the recovery stages and will be going to a foster home soon. So not only am I the clinic manager at Animal Welfare Department, I am also a parvo foster that I've started a few summers ago. It is really hard to keep parvo in a shelter due to the contagious disease. I do take them home. I can house a few at a time. I keep them in a separate area from my personal pets. So with the parvo fosters, I do give them supportive care at home with fluids, medications that are prescribed by our veterinarians. Get them better. Usually it takes 3 days to get through the critical stages of the parvo, and then they're quarantined for another 2 weeks after their last symptom. So usually the symptoms of parvo are vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy. So those are the first signs, and you just want to get them treated right away to have success at the at-home treatment. Some do have to have a hospitalization, which we unfortunately can't do at a shelter, but the at-home care right now is working just fine for the majority of the parvo that comes in. So Animal Welfare Department, we do need fosters for our parvo patients, especially now in the summertime. Parvo's out due to the warm weather. Unvaccinated puppies I see them being walked out in the parks, and that's pretty much where they get that from. So I personally foster parvo puppies. My experience with the parvo puppies, it takes about 3 days as the first crucial days to get them well. If they make it past the 3 days, they go back being their happy puppies. And then they take about 2 more weeks after that for quarantine and to get them bathed and ready for adoption. So I know you hear adopt, no shop. So breeder pets versus shelter pets. With the shelter pet, you actually save a few more lives than just one. You save the one that you adopted, and then you also save another one that's going to be coming into the shelter so we can have room for them. And then, of course, everybody needs a little pet. So shelter pets, I know, of course, we can't guarantee a healthy pet, but we do get you started with veterinarians to go to.
Come join us and help us save lives.
Good girl. To Crystal.
She's all wagging her tail. This is fun.
Perfect.
She's a happy doggy.
I know, it's cute. She's the best dog, really.
My favorite animal is definitely a cat. I love how soft and caring and warm they are, and they're the best to take naps with.
Pets, pets, pets. Cats, dogs, horses, bunnies, turtles, chickens, goats, cows, armadillos, anteaters. You like giraffes, lions, orangutans? All of them.
So the Albuquerque Animal Welfare Department has the We Care mobile pet unit that goes out into the community to bring free vaccinations, microchips, and even spay-neuter vouchers to low-income citizens in Albuquerque. We need you to make an appointment if you're interested, and there are some qualifications that you have to meet, but all of those are listed on our website, or you're welcome to call 311 for a little more information. We'd love to see you at one of our many van locations. You'll see our big, beautiful van with all of the cute puppies and kittens on the side. We're there to help you keep your pet healthy, giving the vaccinations they need to stay healthy and strong, getting them spayed and neutered so those unwanted pet litters are not roaming the streets of Albuquerque. We want to make sure they stay happy, healthy, and strong.
Thank you so much for participating in today's episode of
Animal House.
We want to give a big thank you to our sponsors, Taco 10, Lacone's Winery and Bistro, La Finca Bowls, and Rebel Donuts.
Yum! And we'd also like to give a big shout out to the City of Albuquerque Animal Welfare Department, the Watermelon Life Rescue Ranch, and the Pawsitive Life Rescue.
Remember to adopt and not shop.
And thanks once again to Studio 519 for letting us shoot our show in this awesome space.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye.